welcome back to F1 Podcast. We've just had a bit of a discussion earlier on the comings and goings of Formula One. And before we go into car launches, Pep, I thought there was a very interesting shot over the bow last week, and it was Michael Schumacher taking Nico Rosberg's number 3, because Schumi only likes odd numbers. And what are your thoughts on Schumi asking Ross Brawn if he could have Nico's number?
Yeah, mate, it's the first shot in the psychological warfare as far as I can see, mate. Schumacher's trying to get the upper hand. He was talking about superstition, and I understand that Michael is fairly superstitious when it comes to his racing. I was reading an article about the amulet that he wears for every race. But for me, mate, you know, it was more about getting the upper hand on Nico and asserting his authority. He didn't want to have a lower number than Nico. He didn't want to have number 4 and Nico have number 3. So somewhat predictable from Michael, I think. It's the way that the guy races, and I love it. And I wasn't surprised at all, mate, to see Michael doing that, and he was granted that wish.
He certainly was. And Ross Brawn, the shrewd operator that he is, knows that if you want to keep your star driver, there I've said it, if you want to keep your star driver happy, you'll acquiesce to whatever it is he wants. Now, Michael and Nico, will obviously in the Mercedes motorhome, sit down to dinner at night over a pork knuckle and a stein of Dortmunder and the like. But Michael's basically turning around and saying, kiddo, I'm number 1 here in this team, whether you like it or not. Ross is never going to admit it. No one's ever going to admit that Michael's got number 1 status, because you have to earn it and the like. That's a load of shit. Michael's won 7 world championships, 91 races. What's Nico done?
Oh, he's done nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to assume the mantle
he's got a
one.
podium, but he's been on the podium, but that's about it. Yeah.
That's fine. But I think this was a clear shot over the bow from Michael Schumacher to say, I've arrived again, I'm back, and I'm taking your number, kiddo.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that Michael had an even number in the Jordan and, didn't make it to the first corner, and ever since then, all his world championships have been in odd numbers. I can understand the superstition, and F1 drivers can be very superstitious.
Absolutely.
But really, for me, it's just mind games, and Michael's, prevailed in this sense, Max.
All right, Pat, could you imagine if Michael Schumacher went to, say, McLaren in 1993 and said to Ron Dennis, I want Ayrton's number? What do you think would happen there?
No, he wouldn't get it.
Absolutely fucking
he wouldn't
not.
get it.
But he's got the relationship with Ross, and as he's mentioned in the past, only Ross could have ever got me back in Formula One. That has now happened. Keep your star driver happy, and this to me is clear evidence that Michael is number 1 at Mercedes GP.
Max, what I've been loving about Schumacher over the last week or so is his run in the GP2 car. I thought that was absolute pure genius for him to get some mileage, 3 days of testing in the GP2 car. It was great coverage for GP2. It was great for Michael to get his hands on an open wheeler car, as close as he could get to a Formula One car. And I've got to say that I just loved hearing Michael at the end of every test session. There was videos on the various F1 websites where he was being interviewed. He was talking about his fitness, about finding the limit, about his enjoyment in the open wheeler car.
Absolutely.
And to me, it just took me back to hearing Michael talking about Formula One and his desires for doing well in Formula One, and I was just absolutely loving it, mate.
He's back, baby. Yeah. He's back, and it
really brought home that he was back,
Yeah, absolutely. And he's, as he said, not suffering from any neck soreness or anything like that. He said, admittedly, Formula One cars with the extra Gs and the bigger brakes are going to be the real test. But I go into those tests knowing full well that it'll all come back to me. He's very bullish, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And we've got car launches to come, so we're going to do a video straight after this talking about car launches, Max, about what we've got to come.
Yep.
So we'll see you soon for that one, guys.
See ya. Bye.
Okay, bye.